Okay, it's time again for the Row E assessment. The vineyard in general is looking fantabulous, but I have not been down here in days because we have company, so this will be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. We got the first vine and it's just like going crazy. We got mancozeb, which actually did stick on, it rained last night, so you can see that the mancozeb stayed on for the most part. Where it did get onto the vines when I sprayed, I really need an electrostatic sprayer. I'm going to work on a design of my own this winter. They make giant systems and really small backpack systems. The backpack system is closer to what I'm looking for, but not quite. I want a small system that I can put on the back of a small tractor. Got some wind damage. So like this right here needs to be tied, and we got some hedging that needs to be done there. And this grass, well, I don't know if that was focused or not, but we need hedging here, and this needs to be tied to the wire. And all of this grass and stuff needs to be hit with Roundup again. It's kind of never ending, but usually right around this time I stop spraying this stuff in the rows, and I plant tillage radish, and I let that grow through the end of the season, and it gets killed off by the frosts in the fall, and it punches these nice big holes in the ground. I'll show you one if I run into one. They start filling up this time of year. Yeah, the vines are looking really good. Nice dark color on the leaves here. It appears as though the sprays have kept the disease at bay. I got grapes on these. These got to come out, but this actually does show you what it's going to look like next year. This is the fruiting zone right here, about a foot down from the wire. That one's a little bit out of the fruiting zone. That would probably be fruit thinned. Next year when this is allowed to fruit, you only keep a certain amount of fruit. If you over fruit it, you'll have a huge quantity of piss poor fruit. So you thin leaves, you hedge the thing, and you thin the fruit. Yeah, they're not exactly an easy crop to tend for. Very labor intensive, which is why a lot of the California places use they use illegal labor or very, very cheap labor. Yeah, some of this stuff, that shouldn't even be there. It's going to end up snapping, but this one here should be there. This one here should be there. This one going up, and it's got a primary and a tertiary, a primary and a secondary. It looks like a tertiary is trying to shoot. Oh no, it has a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary. Those shouldn't be there. That should be thinned out. This one is missing the shoot that should be there. So in this case, I might want to keep this to bring it back to fill that spot, or at some point I might want to use this right here to replace the arm. I'm not really planning on doing any arm replacement this year or next year. Yeah, this one's got a ton of fruit. I got to take this off. I'm not going to fruit the vines this year. I just can't do it. Don't have the time, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. If I'm going to make wine and see about selling it on the internet, or, there's just, it's just kind of a hard decision which way to go on this. Make the investment in wine or winemaking equipment, or sell the grapes, which is what we originally planned to do, just sell it bulk. But there's, so many people doing that. It probably makes more sense to go much more designer and be a local producer for local winemakers, small-scale winemakers, and possibly even have people come and rent a row, lease a row, and tend it themselves. I mean, we would be able to do a lot of the work for them, but let them come when they want and tend their own vines and come and harvest and stuff. But if they got, a tight work schedule and stuff, they'll know it's being taken care of, whether they're here or not. That's my thoughts as of now, but we'll see. So as you get towards the end of the row, this is where the vines have been replaced. This one was replaced last year, or these last 4 were all replaced, because we're getting close to where the woods used to be. So these are a little bit lesser vines. Will take another year before they're ready to produce. Oh, we got a bug on here. Does not appear to be a harmful bug. And I haven't mentioned it because there hasn't really been a need, but there hasn't, other than very early in the year, the flea beetle, which I sprayed for, and it completely disappeared. We haven't had rose chafers or Japanese beetles or anything else, any kind of harmful bug in here. Knock on wood, but I'm seeing on the grape forums where other people are getting attacks. We've tried to do vineyard management that will lessen the instance of them, but usually we have some by now, and next week we could be battling them. Okay, I'll show this now. You can see the holes down here those were punched by the tillage radish, and they fill up with grass as we mow the grass, and some cave in, but they go way the heck down. The lower parts fill up real quick. But when they first rot out, that's one of the radishes right there that's rotting on the surface, they can get, I've had them 6 inches in diameter. So they punch through this heavy clay and leave organic matter nice and deep into the soil, and leave a path for the vine's roots to get nice and deep into the soil. I've been doing it now for 3 years, planting these, and it's 2 years. This will be the 3rd year. And I believe it's making a damn good difference. And that brings us to the end of this row and the end of this video. Next week, Monday, I try to do them on Mondays. Look for the next video, the next update. These should be, quite big by then. And I'll be starting some hedging where I have to cut this stuff that's intruding into the aisle here. And, they'll be getting pretty big by then. So, please subscribe and hit the update button so that you receive notice when we upload those new videos. And have yourself a great day.